Hey y'all, good afternoon. I'm Macias, and today I want to talk about something that I know all too much about. Navigating life with a big personality in spaces that expect smallness. I know what people see when I walk into a room. They see the big hair, the bold eyeliner, someone that's probably talking a little too fast, and carrying about 3 times more energy than the situation calls for. For a long time, I thought that was wrong. I thought I was wrong, that I should tone it down, be a bit more serious, act a little less me. Because that's the message you get. In schools, in leadership, in professional settings, we are told directly and indirectly that being serious means being smaller, more neutral. That if you show up with too much presence, too much color, too much voice, you're not going to be taken seriously. If you're someone like me, someone highly passionate and maybe just a little too extra, you start to wonder, is there really a place for me in serious spaces, or do I have to leave half of myself at the door just to fit in? Today, I want to challenge that entire mindset. Shrinking yourself is not the price you pay for success. It's a competitive advantage that highlights your authenticity. I'm currently a senior at Ridgeland High School, and throughout my time there, I've built a resume that speaks for itself. Currently, I'm the Student Council Senior Representative, I'm a member of NHS, Spanish NHS, Mu Alpha Theta, Empty Streets Club, Aviation Club, and the Society of Women Engineers. I'm also in the marching band where I serve as the woodwind captain, making me the youngest person to hold that position and the only one to do so for 2 years. I'm also working towards my Associates of Science degree while earning my high school diploma with endorsements in math, science, engineering, and fine arts. None of that happened because I tried to blend it. It happened because I leaned into the big personality, the big energy, the full volume version of myself. And I want to unpack why that worked, why it still works, and how you can use your personality as something that you don't have to hide. It's something you should own. This talk, for example. Imagine I'm walking on stage for the first time. Bear with me. Hi guys, I'm Macias, and I'm going to talk about how your personality is the key to success. You would have tuned me out in the first 2 seconds, and I would have too. But that version of me, she lacks confidence, she lacks spark, and she lacks what makes me me. Pretty early on, in middle school and even elementary, we learn the type of person who gets taken seriously. They talk just the right amount, with just the right tone, showing just the right level of interest, and not too loud, not too colorful, not too much. There's an unspoken mold, and for a lot of people, especially young women, and especially in academic or leadership settings, that mold is tiny and restrictive. There's not much room left for you if you don't fit in. So what happens? We tend to squeeze ourselves into that mold, soften our voices, and tone down our opinions. At some point, we stop asking, does this feel true to me? And we start asking, will this be acceptable to them? There's actually research proving that it's not all in our heads. A study published in the Harvard Business Review found that women who exhibited passion and assertiveness were more likely to be labeled as difficult or abrasive, while men with the same traits were seen as strong leaders. This sends a message that rewards playing it safe. To be less of yourself is to be more accepted. This kind of editing, however, doesn't make you better. It just makes you smaller. And that's not just unfair, it's a missed opportunity. Because when we all follow the same blueprint of what serious should be, we lose innovation, relatability, and realness. I got through tough meetings, competitive elections, and judgmental stares by showing up anyways. Being memorable is a strength, being energetic is a magnet, and being different is a leadership tool. My first time auditioning for leadership in band, I was met with rejection. My heart dropped as I kept staring at the results list, hoping that my name would appear. At this point in my life, I had wrongly expected positions, and failing to receive one was a major blow to my misguided confidence. Instead of losing momentum and giving up on the activity entirely, I did intense self-reflection. I realized that I was pursuing leadership for the title, and I had no idea what it truly meant to seek these positions. Over the course of that year, I watched other effective leaders and started building a reputation of service. I became someone reliable and outspoken, which later helped me feel confident in my appointment as woodwind captain, to assist others and enforce procedures. I became who I wanted to see in leadership by stepping out of my comfort zone, and that experience taught me that owning my presence was more powerful than perfection. According to a study by Dr. Adam Grant, people who show authenticity, even when it's unconventional, are more likely to inspire trust. Being a little off script can actually help people believe in you, because people can spot performative seriousness. We all can. You know that voice someone puts on when they're trying to sound professional, or the way they drain all emotion out of a pitch just to seem credible. That doesn't inspire trust, it inspires disconnection. Now contrast that with someone who walks into the room with fire in their eyes, who tells a story with movement, who laughs at their own joke, who makes space feel alive. Which person do you actually want to follow? Studies in leadership effectiveness also show that a real dynamic presence is a greater predictor of influence than credentials alone. You can be the most qualified person on the planet, but if you won't move the room, that's not going to matter. In fact, Dr. Amy Cuddy's famous TED Talk on power posing introduces the idea that body language and presence can shape not only how others see us, but how we see ourselves. Confidence creates confidence. So this idea that you need to dim your light to be respected, it's not only outdated, it's incredibly counterproductive. I know that being your full self doesn't always feel safe or easy, especially when people hit you with those coded critiques that say, "You're making me uncomfortable by refusing to shrink." So how do you keep showing up anyway? First thing is know your worth. Keep a mental highlight reel, and when someone questions if you're too much, remember exactly what your muchness has already earned you. Find your people. Some rooms will never get it, and that's okay. Do not let those rooms define your worth. Build your own spaces where being yourself is celebrated. And lastly, don't confuse volume with value. You can be bold and still listen. You can take up space and still uplift others. Big personality doesn't mean ego. It means presence. Now that we've shown up, how do you actually use your personality to your advantage? You do it by embracing your why. Your personality is a delivery system for your purpose. When you're connected to what drives you, your energy becomes direction. Having a clear goal allows you to channel your own self into any project you choose. And make sure that you're aware, not apologetic. Know how you're being perceived, but don't let it paralyze you. Self-awareness is about being strategic. There's a fine line between connecting with your audience and censoring yourself. Speak like you mean it. Passion isn't a liability, it's evidence. If you believe in something, let it show. People will feel it and appreciate it. Use style as strategy. Visual expression can reinforce your message. My hair, my makeup, the way I dress, it's all intentional. Not for attention, but for alignment. Let people see your voice. And let rejection refine you. Not every space will welcome your full self, so use closed doors as opportunities to reevaluate what you bring to the table. Analyze that information, then put it into practice for next time. Your personality is not a side effect, it's not a quirk, and it's not something you should apologize for. Your personality is what gives you the competitive advantage over other people that are going for the same thing as you. You don't have to shrink to fit in. You can be the smartest person in the room and still laugh a little too loud. You can be a leader and still talk with your hands. You can be taken seriously and still be fully yourself. So take up space anyway. Thank you.